What's happening? Welcome back. Haven't been making videos very often lately just because I've been busy with life. I've been doing a lot of bike stuff lately I've got this new R6, so of course I've been riding that everywhere. I have got, today, we're going to be installing some sway away torsion bars. They're going to be a little stiffer. And the reason I want that is because, as you can see, I've got, that's about 3 fingers worth of gap here. I can go further because of those Beltec spindles, but as you can see, I'm starting to show cords, and that could either be because of still a little bit of an alignment issue. It's close, but it may not be perfect, or I've got positive camber. I'm going to bet it's positive camber because, as you can see, my tread on the inside is decent. I mean, I still had an alignment issue at one point, but I need to fix this. So today's goal is to install the torsion bars and take this bitch lower. Hopefully we can get some either flat camber or negative camber. If we get negative, that'd be cool. But yeah, right now as it stands, with the way my suspension is set up, it's too damn soft, and if I hit anything, I go smashing into this fender, and I need to make room for that. So we're gonna make that happen today. Okay, so here's what we're looking at. You've seen this before when I was doing my torsion adjustment before. This was where my old reference point to where it was at factory height. You can see I've got just a little let off that. Got quite a bit of threads left over. So the torsion bar runs all the way up to the front and helps control the lower control arm though, or the lower control arm. So what we're gonna do is first I'm going to take this jam nut off. I'm going to take it off completely so where it's not in the way. Before I just left it in place because we were only going down a few turns. This time I'm taking this bastard all the way off, and then I'm going to count. You can see there I've got my pink dot from last time and my pink reference dot here, how many turns it was to get this to where I'm at now. So I'm going to turn it all the way out, count how many it was, and then from there I should be able to go ahead and loosen this completely and take this off. Once I have this off, I should be able to pop this out. We'll see. I've never done this before, so we'll see what happens. But first let me go ahead and get this off there, and then I will be back in a moment with that done. So here is the bolt and anchor that I took out of here. It took 40 turns to remove it from mine, so hopefully that was even with what I will have on the passenger side, but we're going to do the driver's side all together first. I have marked where this anchor is. It's just something to give me a reference point. As you can see down here, this is where it plugs into. The torsion bar actually goes into this lower control arm. I've put a marking there over like 4 teeth, and the plan is to go ahead and mark the teeth, mark the splines on the new one going in, so that way I have it approximately the same as where I'm at now. I mean, it may not make a huge difference, but it would be a good peace of mind. I don't think there's actually like a keyway. So the next thing here is there is a dust boot, which feels rubbery. So there's dust boot there, and then I've seen where this is actually a C-clip. So I'm going to work that off, and then I'm probably going to take this off, and then we should be able to pull this out. We've got no tension on this. The only tension that's coming on this right now is from the shock expanding, as well as the sway bar from the other side, because it's connecting everything across the front. So, and both sides are jacked up, as you can see, so we're not actually against the ground on the other side. So there is like no tension on this at all, and by all means, do not do this if you have tension on the bar. That could, it could really fuck you up. So, by the way, these 2 bolts, they are 19. I used an offset box-in wrench. Made that a breeze. There's a big ass C-clip that I used 2 big screwdrivers to push it out. Now the whole thing is free. It's slid out of the front, and this back is actually buried in this arm. So what I'm doing, I think I'm gonna just mark this thing. Yeah, marking time. All right, so we've got a mark on there to show where it's at. Now this thing's on there like a bitch, so what I did was I placed it right there and just kind of rammed it. Bingo bango, now it's out. So here are the new ones. Now you'll see that they are marked. It's hard to do that, but you got right and you got left. I've got them flipped actually, because the left one is the driver's side one. Do not get these mixed up. Can cause great danger, but yeah, that's written like 6 times in the instructions. So let's do a side-by-side comparison. Got that old one and the new one. This new one, so thick. Look at it. It's all about that girth. This guy, itty bitty. This guy, girthy. Oh yeah. Sway away racing technology. Hitting you with that thickness. All right. Now I did mark, like I said, I marked this, so you can see right here. Bam. I'm gonna mark this also, and get that put in the same orientation, and then I will get everything lined up the way that it was, and get this bitch put back together. It's pretty easy actually. Hit it. Get it. Ooh. Ooh. There we go. The marks down there really didn't matter. This mark right here, that's the one you want to do. I marked it. It really doesn't matter what the splines are over there, because this gives you enough play once you put some grease on the splines to adjust it to what it was beforehand. So I'm gonna go ahead and tap in this big ass C-clip right here. Originally, when I started taking everything out, it was driver's side was 40 turns all the way to the end of the thread, and the passenger side was actually 56. So it was really hard to kind of get a normal adjustment on that. What I ended up doing was, after I got the passenger side in, is I tightened up the base nut, not the jam nut, the base one, all the way till you're just had a little bit of tension, barely any at all. And once I got those both even, that's when I started going in, and I did 15 turns on both sides. These thick boys are astounding, because I went from 3 fingers to a full-on fist, all sorts of shit. So I am like way up in the air. That was only 15 turns in. These things clearly are way stiffer than the base ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these out another 5 on each side and see what happens. As you recall from the last update, we did 15 turns. We had a monster truck in here. I took it down 5 to 10 turns, 5 turns, which left us at 10, and then I took us down to 5 turns, which put me back at the same height that I was when I started, and the goal was to go lower. So I'm going to try this. Now, normally I wouldn't do this, but this moves just a hair. Okay, that is like, it's got a teeny bit of tension on it, but not enough to hold it still. But as soon as we put tire pressure on this, put the weight of the truck on it, it's going to hold it still. We're going to see how low this gets us. Like, literally both are at the tippy like end of this thing. I really don't want to go any further to where like I'm negative turns, but we'll see what happens. It's lower. It's definitely stiffer, as you can tell. Like, it's not nearly as bouncy or floaty as what the stock suspension was. So you've seen the bounce test. Let's wrap this up, okay? Alright, so what I've done is I started off with just a teeny bit of pressure on the bolt. That's the anchor that's supposed to go ahead and pull down on the torsion bar itself. I started off with just a little bit of pressure, went up 15 turns on each side, and we were a damn monster truck. And then I worked it down by 5, jacked it back up, put it down 5, put it back down, jumped on it a little bit. Here's where we're at. We are at the point now where this has a single thread. Now I say a single thread, this is like a single thread that has pressure. So if you were to lift the truck right now, put it in the air, you could grab the bolt and you could barely shake it. It would have just a hair of pressure on it, but it's shakeable. Okay, now once you put it down, obviously, it's fine. The suspension comes up, it pulls on the bolt, everything's fine. I put the jam nuts back on there, but yeah, literally we are down to 1. So I think that's where we're gonna cut this off for a torsion bar install. Overall, it's not hard. It's not hard. I'm a little dirty just because I've been rolling around on the ground. Having somebody else to help kind of jack everything up would be great, but it's not needed. I was able to do this by myself with relative ease. The only thing I needed was 2 screwdrivers to pry off my retaining clip. I used a small carpenter hammer. That was actually to help kind of bang that C-clip out. Anyway, small carpenter hammer, had that. I had a 19 millimeter offset box wrench. You can use a regular 19 millimeter combination box and open-sided wrench. I also used at one point, I tried not to use it a lot, but I used a 19 millimeter ratchet. And the reason I don't like to use that is because I used my paint pen to mark one of the flats, and that's how I was turning or keeping count of how many turns. And that's important, so that way everything is even. Right now I'm about a 1/4 inch difference from side to side, and that could be my garage, it could be a number of things, but a 1/4 inch is pretty good. That's overall, I'm pretty happy with that. This is where we're sitting right now. We went from 3 to 2 to we're about 1.5 fingers right now, and it really takes me pushing down hard on the truck to get it to touch the tires. I also found that my cords may have been because this tire was running 26 pounds of air, so I did get everybody filled back up to 35, so hopefully that should get that sorted out. I keep a stock of tires, so they're cheap on Amazon, what can I say? So I will replace those soon. But I think, once again, we're gonna go ahead and cut this out. This is Shady Cakes. This has been another wonderful install. Once again, product that we put in was it was Sway Away torsion bars. So far, they are far stiffer than what we had in there at first. Super easy to put in. Yeah, I would say hands down, the total cost of this was $200 for the parts, I believe it was. I'll double check that. And I'll put a link to the parts in a description. But overall, night and day difference. I would say that this is one of the better suspension upgrades that you can do to get that stiffer ride. I've got some other tricks up my sleeve that I'm going to try, and I will address those later in other videos. So on the Logan scale of hardness or difficulty, I would say this is a 2 pops because it requires just some basic hand tools. Nothing crazy. I mean, you still have to have a jack and jack stands and all that stuff. So let's hear those pops. There we go. And that's it. signing off. Have a great day. I will see you around for the next one.